I'm Bud of Collectivist Media. Also, I'm the spokes council of the Church of the Collectivist Commonwealth. This is Sunday, March 10th, the year 2013. This is on the ideology of collectivization. Of the Church of the Collectivist Commonwealth. We begin with a history that does not neglect ancient Asian dragon stories of celestial, dimensional space travelers. Breeding and saving the earthlings from evil. Like other war in the heavens stories of the Bible and Sanskrit text. Collectivization, Lesson 1. Collectivism, the meeting. The only way for control and ownership of the means of production and distribution as a whole collectivist society is democracy. Capitalism is inherently monopolistic, thus anti-democratic. So avoid the money system. Share collectivist distribution. Sharing through collective management of socially owned collectives is classless. Not dividing a group into competing, warring factions of capitalists who are subtly and crudely seeking conquest of people and things as property. Now, before you can know Marx or V.I. Lenin's abolished money and all other private property, or the distribution of Jesus, or the harmony of the 6000 BC Sanskrit Amon, you must know this basis of thought. Dialectical method. This is from the 1971 to 75 editions of my 1963 blind notes at the age of 25. No capitalist culture subtleties. As I say, I was completely deaf, dumb, and blind to any subtle culture in the world. Now, Karl Marx separated from the philosophy of G.W. Hegel and further developed his dialectical method. Karl Marx combined Hegel's dialectical method with materialism. Karl Marx developed the communist philosophy of dialectical materialism. Now, the dialectical method. A synthesis is an intermingled form of matter in motion. Matter moves to establish many types of synthesis. A synthesis must be maintained if desirable. A synthesis will not remain whole because other particles of matter traveling in the universe hit a synthesis, causing disturbance, conflict, struggle, and other particles not compatible with the new force are dislodged, forced to travel, if they cannot be intermingled in harmony. This new outside force of matter that was traveling and hit a synthesis is called an antithesis. The moment the antithesis, new particle, outside force, touches the synthesis is no longer in a state of rapport. It is not a synthesis. It is not a harmonious whole. The former synthesis entered a state of inner conflict. Here's an example. A problem develops in the mind, and there is inner conflict, anxiety. The problem is solved as it develops, and there is a greater degree of tranquility inside, a greater degree of happiness, of harmony, peace of mind. A competitive struggle between incompatible forces, the forces being antithesis particles and particles of the former synthesis, which are called the thesis. Thus, the whole mass of the former synthesis and the new antithesis come into conflict, constituting a class struggle. This will inevitably end with the dislodging of matter, which will not be intermingled in rapport, harmony, a new synthesis. They manifest by the movements of history, the past movements of matter. As I say, to understand Marx, you need to understand this basis. Also to understand why Lenin abolished private property in the exchange of money, buying and selling a property. Because Marx believed that capitalism is what caused disharmony and conflict within a society. And they were trying to get rid of that conflict in society caused by capitalism. The buying and selling of personal property of labor. Now here's a note from me. Karl Marx used methods of analysis. His form of Hegel's, that is, Marx's dialectical materialism, and seeing the basic cause of social disharmony is the struggle for private property. The cure is collectivization. Sharing is the way. Also, Jesus seeing that sharing was the way to eliminate the disharmony in society. Karl Marx also seen a future reoccurring economic crisis of capitalist imperialism, but did not see these crises creating an anarchic general populace who discover sharing is the solution. Now we know that's collectivization. Now, saving Karl Marx from extreme Darwinism. Entities that do not share breed satanic disharmony. Marx, seeing the cause of social economic disharmony, was the struggle for private property. He believed the sharing ways of communism bring harmony. Lenin, Stalin, and Mao brung the Marxist abolition of buying and selling personal property of labor through collectivization. Now, our Church of the Collectivist Commonwealth. Even Jesus knew that from antiquity, the competition between factions for property was the way of Satan's angels and disharmony. Excuse me. See the Hutterites who have lived the acts of the Bible, sharing a communal livelihood for 600 years. The Hutterites have large facilities in the northwestern United States and Canada. They have not just communal farms that share. They have communal kitchens that feed everybody. They do not pay wages. They do market externally to support the church, the Hutterites. They also have, even though they do not, like I said, they do not pay wages. They furnish everything for them with their communal kitchens and that. They do market externally. They have industry. They're building their own industry. They don't just have farms with wheat and livestock, but they also have industry, and they market everything externally to furnish things for the Hutterite way of life, which is the sharing of Jesus. Now, our Church of the Collectivist Commonwealth, we believe that marriage is property of disharmony. That sex between female and male is normal. That the babies that result are a responsibility of social responsibility, a communal responsibility. Now, even though space angels were able to animate Jesus, they and we should look upon other entities only as equals. That is our way of harmony. Now enter our spokes council of the Church of the Collectivist Commonwealth. Taking the commanding heights of now with our parallel communal industry and distribution, not the corrupting element of property, wages, of cash. Our mutual aid of collectivization replaces capitalism's competitive disharmony of buying and selling personal property of labor for a bigger piece of pie while others starve. Drawing on failing capitalism's anarchy of competitive labor, our mutual aid of collectivization replaces the competitive disharmony of capitalist culture's Wall Street center of support for factions who seek people and things as property. In the competitive evolution of Mussolini's corporate fascism, capitalism is monopolistic, thus anti-democratic. Jesus chased the money changers from the church, and Islam calls them satanic profiteers. So avoid the money system. Share collectivist distribution. Sharing and teamwork is the driving force of a communal economy. Social collectives are run by our members, simultaneously through delegates and referendum, which democratically empowers our parallel society of social communalism. Now enter the emphasis of our industrial strategy, with an eye for Sun Tzu, that is spelled S-U-N-T-Z-U. He was a warrior and a military strategist of ancient Asia. Now, our strategy is the Logistics Civilian Augmentation Program, which we can use for external marketing. Excuse me. Among our collectives is the Church of the Collectivist Commonwealth Aerospace. Now, we are collectivist media, of course. We are part of the Spokes Council of the Collectivist Church Commonwealth. Church of the Collectivist Commonwealth. And this is March 10th, the year 2013. I'm Bud. I just want to mention that we need to observe how the Hutterites function, even though we are not pacifists. But they do have, we can see how they function in the society of the United States and Canada. And as I say, we are the Church of the Collectivist Commonwealth. And I'm going to close for now. I'm Bud.